Hello YouTube, this is Owen again from uniquelightingcompany.com. That's my website. If you want to look at what I do, I make unusual handmade lights, and I'm always working on some unusual project or something. And a bit of a different video this time. Normally it's me woodworking, tips, making lights, whatever. Today I'm going to show you my bathroom, which is a bit strange, but I've recently built a very unusual industrial style bathroom on a very small budget, and I've had loads of people compliment me on it and asking me how I done this and what I used to do that. So I'm going to do a quick video just showing you exactly, not how I done it, but what I done. So hopefully inspire someone, and if someone else like me was on a budget, I've done the entire bathroom, everything for well under €300, which I'm in France, I'm talking in euros. Yes, I'm English. At the moment, I think $100 is about €110. So roughly dollars and euros, they're not far off, just to give you a bit of comparison. You can convert whatever from there, but I'll give you all the prices in euros. And yeah, I'll give you a little tour and just show you the features, and then you can work out from there. There might be something you like of it, you might not like it at all. It's not to everyone's style, but I've had a lot of comments on it and a lot of people have been really impressed. So yeah, I'm just going to turn my camera around and I'll give you a quick tour. So here we are. This was my budget bathroom. Now, I had a main theme for the room which was going to be industrial, because I just love the whole industrial, the metal look, and I sort of combined industrial with rustic. So I work with wood, making my lights and other things, so I wanted to incorporate a little bit of rustic wood and just generally metal. And so yeah, the themes were going to be industrial, which, you know, generally covers metal, rustic, and also copper. I absolutely love copper, the look of copper, whether it's old, tarnished, or new and shiny. So yeah, metal, industrial, rustic, and copper with my key sort of words to kit out my bathroom. I'm actually going to start by closing the door, because it's one of the main features, being an industrial bathroom, is I went for a galvanised door, which a few people thought I was crazy, but hey, it's about as industrial looking as you can get. It's unique and different, which is what I wanted, and it's really cheap. This door was about 65 or 70 euros. They actually done a cheaper one, but this was slightly more because it's fully insulated, so it's actually packed full of foam. So it's actually really practical, dead easy to fit, and it just looks the part. You know, it really goes. It's about the same price as the other doors I fitted in my house, which are these plain wooden ones, which I just thought, great, a metal door for a metal style bathroom is going to be great. So that's the first feature. And then we come in, and this is my main sort of wash sink area, which everyone just seems to love. And again, this was just done incredibly cheaply. It was, these two units here were actually some pine bedside cabinets, which I bought off a local second-hand group. I think I paid €30, 25 or 30 euros for the pair, and they're just basic pine wood. They were much lighter, so a couple of techniques I've done just to make them darker, which gives them a more aged rustic look. I actually burnt the grain in the wood, which I've done another video showing you what a technique I do on a light, but it's the same technique. Use a blowtorch to darken the wood, and then I've just gone over it with a rustic dark oak wax, so that changed the look of them. And all the metal fixtures on it, they were black, which I just simply took off and spray painted copper. Also sprayed the grills in the middle copper, as they were just wood as well. So again, it just brings that combination in of wood and copper. The sink on top is actually one of my favourite parts of the bathroom. This I picked up from a boot sale over here in France. It's solid copper, and it's actually a big old pot used for making jams and preserves, designed to be having fruit boiled in it. But it's great, solid copper, and that cost me €6. And the tap with it also, I got that second hand from a boot sale, €5. So that whole sink unit there, you know, it's just a bargain. €30, I think, 25 or 30 for the two cabinets, the sink and the tap. And the only other thing I had to buy there was a plug. I bought a brand new plug, drilled a hole in the copper pan, and there you go, you've got a sink. You know, I found galvanised ones I could have used as well, but again, copper, loved it. I can clean it up, but I really like the tarnished look. So yeah, little soap dispenser in copper to come out, you know, bring again the same theme throughout. above the sink I've got my mirror, which is really rustic looking, and it was dead simple. That was made from one floorboard that actually came out of this old house, and it was just one floorboard, very uneven shaped, which I cut straight down the middle lengthways and then into halves, so I had 4 pieces, and just simply fixed them together to give me the rectangle to put the glass inside. And all I did was where the joints overlapped, I chiselled out the sections to make it sit flush, and then I used some, they're not actually real fixings, they're just the top heads of bolts, which I just sprayed copper and put them in the wood to again just add to the whole combination of wood and metal, wood and copper. So that was my mirror, which I'm really impressed with. I love that. Now the lights next to it, that is what I do for a living. I make very unusual lights, all handmade. They are made completely out of copper pipe. As you can see, they've got a wooden base and then a copper pipe using these cool filament LED bulbs. So again, it's all industrial looking, metal on show. So yeah, that was them. So I did have, I'm saying I've done it all on a budget, I have been collecting job lots of plumbing fixings. So I did have a lot of joints, like the elbows, the fittings and scraps of pipe and all that. I've been collecting them for a while, which you can quite often pick up cheap when someone's finished a plumbing job. If you see leftovers for sale or just a bucket of old pieces, you know, they can be bought really cheaply. So same goes for this towel rail. It was just a rough leftover bit of wood I had from somewhere. I cut a bit straighter than what it was, brought out the grain with some wax, might have gone over it with a blowtorch a bit again, and then a bit of copper pipe, 2 elbows, and you've got a towel rail. Again, you know, it looks the part, costs next to nothing. So yeah, definitely haven't spent much money so far. This was my actual shower. I can't quite get far back enough here to show you, but that was my shower, which I knew I wanted from day one because I just love these galvanised metal roofing sheets, which is what the shower's made out of. They're absolutely great. I like it. It gives you an absolute, you know, really ultimate rustic look, but they are so practical because they're just so quick and easy to install. There's no cleaning, you know, this has been used for months now. There's no grout that goes dirty on tiles within a matter of weeks. You can get cleaner, shinier ones, but I purposely went for these because they're even more rustic looking. Apparently they're slightly more heavy duty than normal tin sheets, but yeah, they're going to last for years, you know, they're galvanised, they're not going to rust. The actual shower is again made completely out of copper pipe. It's, again, I've got hot and cold coming up, dead simple, going up, and what I did do was add a third valve, which is the top one here. And the idea was you got your hot and your cold. So to save the issue of having to find the right mixture every time I turned the shower on, I now leave these open in the position I want and just use the third valve to open it, and it goes up to a shower head, which is also in copper. I've got LED lights around the top of the shower, which I've just left the end off to show you how I've done it. Dead easy, plank of wood with a lip on it, and I run LED strip around the 3 sides, which are the silicone coated waterproof LED strips. You can get them unbelievably cheap from eBay and places. Got the driver for them, it's hidden up in a corner on top of the wood, you can't really see it, and they just come on with a light switch. Great feature, illuminates, you know, all the rustic features, and it's practical lighting up the shower as well. So yeah, I think the sheets were €14 each, and I had to buy 4 of them. 2 in the middle against the wall overlapping, saves cutting them down. So yeah, 4 of them, you know, it's 50, €60. The 3 valves were €5 each, and then again, copper elbows and pipe, it's not much, all leftovers. The head I got really cheap off eBay or Amazon, so which I joined onto the pipe, so that's that done. One little feature I did add, because it makes a bit of a difference, is when you've got a nice shower, is having bottles everywhere of shampoo and conditioners, is this little gadget. Never actually seen one before, but it's a soap dispenser or shampoo dispenser, shower gel dispenser, whatever you want to put in it. You take the top off, fill it up with whatever you want, and you squeeze it, and it just saves having plastic bottles on show, because it's something like that in a metal industrial looking shower would have really ruined it. So I think I got that off Amazon. It was about €8 or €9. So, alright, I've just got one because I use a all-in-one, but you could have 2, 3 of them lined up on the wall, still look neat, make a feature of it, and it saves having bottles ugly everywhere. That's the shower tray. It was one of the very few things I actually had to buy new. That was a resin-based stone effect shower tray, same as a screen. That I had to buy new because there's not really many ways you can make up an upcycled shower screen, but yeah, there we go. Right. Next is this wall, which has got a towel rail, which again is made completely out of copper pipe. Again, I think I had to spend maybe €20 on one long length of pipe. I had all the elbows and fittings, I picked them up second hand, soldered all the joints together to give myself a nice practical towel rail for hanging my towel on. So now the actual wall here, as you might have noticed, is a bit different. It's a cement effect wall. I wanted one of these, and I did look at a few products on the market which seemed really expensive for a small tub. So this was actually bare plasterboard or drywall, and all I'd done was made a combination of cement, normal grey cement powder, some normal white paint and some PVA glue. Mixed it up, done a few trials to get the right balance of paint and that, and I just painted it on the wall. It's really rough and gritty, and you just go over it with a nice new shiny trowel, and it gives you this great cement concrete feature wall. So that was great, didn't cost a penny. I've got an extractor fan in here because I haven't got any windows, so that's one important feature I definitely wanted, to have a good extraction rate extractor fan. Rather than just have a plastic grill on the wall, I thought it's industrial, make the most of it. A flexible hose, which I'm going to buy anyway, aluminium flexible hose and a plastic grill which I sprayed silver. Again, it didn't cost next to nothing, a few euros I think I paid for the extra, the hose and the grill, and again it's a cool feature rather than try and hide something. My rusty bin in the corner, I paid 50 centimes for that at a boot sale. It's a rusty piece of metal, but it works, you know. All the skirting board here, or the edging at the bottom of the wall, I don't know if you can see this. This is actually metal rails, which is what's used in putting up plasterboard or drywall. I had some left over that a friend gave me from another job, but it's cheap to buy anyway. They come in great big long 3-4 metre lengths, and I just cut them to length, screwed them on the wall, and you've got this industrial metal galvanised looking skirting board, which just works great. My toilet's a floating toilet, which again was one of the only few things that I had to buy brand new. If you've already got a toilet, you wouldn't have to pay for that. Toilet roll holder, same thing, simple piece of wood, a few copper fittings and a brass elbow. It gives you a really effective, only one in the world, toilet roll holder. Didn't cost me nothing. Above that I've got a shelf, same style, copper pipe. I simply soldered up a few joints. There's maybe 1 or 2 metres of copper pipe there, so it's not much, even if you had to go out and buy it. A really rustic off-cut piece of wood on top, and I've just put a few little decorations to give that industrial look. A couple of old gas blow lamps that I picked up for next to nothing, you know, and whatever that is, a spool of copper coloured rope I just found for, again, next to nothing. Little features like that. The actual light in the room, even though I'm someone who actually makes unusual lights and normally involves intricate woodwork, it wouldn't have worked in this room. So I've got a rusty funnel. That's all it is. Just a metal rusty funnel upside down. Again, I think I got that out of a tip. Didn't cost me a penny. I might put some copper pipe or something over the cable, but it just works. And then coming round, the storage unit in the bathroom was an old filing cabinet out of a factory that was closing down. I picked up for, I think again, 25 or 30 euros. And it was boring, dull, grey coloured. That's the colour it all was. And I simply cleaned it down with some acetone, and I was just about to spray it all completely black. And as I was spray canning it, I sort of done the edges first. I sort of stepped back, and then I thought, actually, I'm just going to leave it like that. So I didn't even do it all. I just done the edges to give it sort of like a distressed, sort of worn look. You could probably have gone further to give it a real sort of, you know, rusty sort of look, but I love it. half an hour on my computer and I printed out some labels to actually correspond to what's in each section, and you've got a cheap, really practical storage unit which goes with the interior. Again, more of the metal skirting. The edging strips here is a piece of metal checker plate which you can buy really cheap, 2-3 metre lengths, and just glue it on the corners, just rather than have bare plasterboard or a wooden edge. Again, metal adds to it. Same's around the edge of the door. I had to finish off the corners of the walls, so just some aluminium corner strips that were really not expensive to buy. So yeah, like I say, the only things I had to buy new and what I think was expensive was the flooring, which is laminate PVC flooring, which is great for bathrooms because it can actually take moisture without damaging. So there's the flooring, the toilet, the shower screen and the shower base. Other than that, everything in this room comes to about €280 for everything, the decorations, the final, everything, the tin sheets, the mirror, the wood. So just goes to show that you can make an unusual feature sort of room on a budget if you have to. So yeah, I just hope it might just help someone, a bit of inspiration, and think, well, actually I could do that. I've got no special skills, so if I'd managed to do it, I'm sure other people could. So yeah, I hope you liked it. So that was a tour of my bathroom. I hope you liked it. I know it's not to everyone's taste, and a lot of people would just think that's awful and disgusting, which I can completely understand. A lot of people want more usual, common sort of things, or shiny white tiles, which is general practice. I personally don't like things which everyone else has got and things that you can get off a shelf, so I like going out of my way and just doing unusual things and coming up with a different effect. So yeah, like I say, normally my job is making lights. In fact, that behind me there, that's a good example of what I normally make. Actually, I've just got this on the wall for some photographing. Solid wood, unusual wall light. That's actually got a Philips Hue smart LEDs in it. But yeah, that's the sort of thing I normally do. So for me to go from something that's ultra modern, woodwork, into metalwork, rustic and plumbing and bathroom and copper was completely different, but I loved it. And like I say, for what it cost, I'm really happy with the results. So yeah, hopefully it might just be of help to someone. So I've got a kitchen to do next. Again, I'm on a small budget. I've just moved into this very old stone French sort of farmhouse. So the whole house needs work doing. So I'm doing room at a time, trying to keep it on a budget as low as possible. So if I do need to spend money in places I might not have thought of, then it's all going to help. It soon adds up, you know. Some people can spend thousands on a bathroom and they end up with something which you just see in a showroom, which thousands of other people in the country world have got. So I like to think I've got something very different for a lot less. So yeah, any comments, any questions or anything? Like I say, I haven't showed you how I've done everything because there's already 1,000 videos on YouTube for how to do this, that and everything. So I'm guessing I've just showed you what I've done and how I've put it together and what I've used. But if there's anyone that needs to see exactly how I've done something, then if I get a few comments or something, then I'll happily do another video and I'll make something even if I have to make it again. It's not a problem. I love making stuff. So yeah, I hope it's been of use to someone. And yeah, any questions or anything, then let me know. Thanks for watching.